Yo, welcome to the first video of the new channel. Or should I just say the backup channel? Not really too much. I guess it is still a new channel. I'm not exactly sure what content I'll put on this channel. I think it won't be any different than my main channel, Krusty Classics Garage. This is Krusty Classics Garage Dose. Just LS tips and tech stuff and car stuff, just old school car stuff. I think I'm just gonna go in between channels. As you know, I got demonetized on the main channel, so I'm trying to build up this channel to get monetized with this channel, and then go back and forth in between channels, and hopefully I don't have to completely switch to this channel, but we'll see. But anyways, let's get to it. So just want to make a quick video of, letting you guys know what, in my personal opinion, based off of experience and how I see the market now, if you want to get into LS swaps, or if you just want to get into old school cars in general, what's the smartest option to go with from the get-go. Now, of course, if you have money and you want to spend a lot of money, or you don't want to spend a lot of money, or you do want to spend not a lot of money, maybe so, do whatever you want. I'm just letting you know the easiest route to go and the cheapest. There's no such thing as cheap anymore unless you get a car free, the engine free, and the parts free. It's the only way it's gonna be cheap. So basically, don't get a Mopar. We'll make that point number one of this video. Don't buy a Mopar, even if you LS swap it. Everything else around the LS swap is the expensive stuff, like coilover converter. But anyways, my advice: find you a 70s. It could be 60s, but 60s are really expensive now, just like 70s and 80s and 90s. Find you a 70s, 80s, 90s model GM platform. Camaro, obviously, Firebird, Trans Am, Impala, Monte Carlo, anything GM platform. So it could be like a Pontiac body, but it'll still be on a GM platform. You know what I mean? Or an Impala would be a good one. Any big body cars, or Chevy GMs are good ones. OBSs, C10s. Obviously now those things are getting stupid priced, especially short beds. So if you want to just get into it, go find you a cheap 2-wheel drive long bed 85 C10 and get to swapping. Just a good one to platform to learn on. They're stupid easy to swap because there's so much space. But if you're lucky enough to get your hands on a 2-door GM platform that's relatively popular, that is great too, because parts for it are on the cheaper side, and you can buy anything bolt-in needed. This, obviously, not so much. This, you can go to Amazon, eBay. God, these mosquitoes down here the size of y'all's moms just eating me up. Did I get it? No, of course not. Anyways, GM platform. 2-door, 4-door, anything you can get your hands on for $1,000, if that. And you get you a cheap 4853 marketplace, Craigslist, junkyard. Can't do it in Texas at the junkyards anymore unless it's a honey hole that nobody knows about, because the main junkyards have caught on to LS swaps, and they are stupid expensive from junkyards. In my county, if you go to a junkyard, a popular junkyard like the BYOT or Pick and Pull, it is $1,400 for a unknown mileage, unknown condition 485360 Gen 3. Gen 4, I don't even pay attention to them because those are already stupid priced here in Texas, but that's what everybody wants. But get you a cheap Gen 3 4853. I got this 5.3 off of Facebook Marketplace for $500 with the transmission, 4L60. Your cheapest option is usually a 4L60. Everybody will tell you to run a 4L80. Those are good transmissions. But in cars, they're kind of a pain because they're a bigger case and you got to do some minor fabrication, or maybe you got to do a lot of fabrication depending on your engine bay size. For trucks, perfectly fine. Plenty of room. For cars, kind of a hassle. 4060s though, good to go. Unless it's a stupid. I wonder if he got his ass in there. Anyways, get you a 4853. This one is unknown mileage, engine, transmission. I got $500. I had a bunch of spare parts I use on it. You keep the stock accessories, so the stock truck bracket, stock water pump. This is most GM applications. Most of the engine bays are big enough to where you can just use a stock upper radiator hose for a 99 to 06 GM truck SUV. Get you a cheap Amazon harness, cheap eBay computer. In my other channel, I've gone over this a trillion times, but being the new channel, I'm kind of repeating myself. Also, at the same time, I see the same questions asked daily in Facebook groups. So I've just accepted that I'm going to be repeating myself either way, no matter what. But ECU, $160. Amazon harness, $120. Amazon, the adapters to run the truck injectors on the Amazon harness, because Amazon and eBay harnesses, the cheap ones, for Gen 3 engines, those come set up for car intake injectors. The truck intake injectors are completely different. So you get $10, $15, $20 adapters. I don't remember how much they are. I think it was 15. And you just plug those in, good to go. Always, 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 just from experience and just knowing what I'm knowing, always run a drive-by cable throttle body. So drive-by cable means we got a cable that drives the cable that drives the throttle body. That's not actually what it means, but you know what I'm saying. A lot of people do drive-by wire, but they end up with no start issues, and drive-by cable just makes things a trillion times easier. Plus, they're super simple to hook up to your factory pedal. That the cable is $20, and so this $20 cable goes from your factory pedal, drive-by cable, gas pedal engaged. Get you a $75 Amazon air intake. Chop it up how you need to angle it. I bought this boot separate just so that it'd fit around the alternator. But keep the truck intake. Most bigger-ish GM body cars like this, most of them, so this is an aftermarket hood, so this isn't the best example, but my Cuda's factory hood cleared the truck intake, but I put a car intake on it. But most of the mid-size and up cars, you can run the truck intake under the factory hood. I know Chevelles you can, Novas you can't unless you got a cow hood. First gen Camaros you can't, same as Novas. But those are obviously the smaller body cars. These Camaros and up, they're the mid-size, so those will work. But yeah, it sounds a lot more simple than it is when you actually get your hands on it. But the biggest thing to LS swaps is just getting the engine bolted and transmission bolted in and the fuel system hooked up. Headers, yes, to an extent, but if you go to speedengineering.com, they have headers for nearly every application. If you want some tight-fitting headers for just about any application, like obviously the Cuda, there is no such thing as LS swap headers for a Cuda. I just found some S10 shorty headers, and I kind of dinged them up right here and a little spot over there where I needed to, and they fit perfect, aside from the torsion bars, but that's a whole nother story. But get you a 70s, 80s, 90s, GM, anything, and that is where you want to start. That is your best. That is the best platform to learn on, to get your LS swap experience in, and then maybe you can move on into not Mopars, because you're not an idiot like me and want to overpay for rusted out shells. But that's really it. If you go to my other channel, you can see, well, you might already be from that channel, but you can see swaps I've done. I give tips to, kind of try and keep this one. I'll go back. I'll just post stuff on this one when I think, oh, hey, maybe I'll post this video on the other channel, just to kind of keep both going. That will still be my main channel unless they don't let me get back into monetization. Then I will have to try and get 10,000 subscribers on this channel, which will take another 2 years. But if you have any questions, comment them, put them in the comments, like, subscribe, and comment. I need you to comment so that I have, I can make a video on a question you got. Most likely I might already have the video on my other channel, but I know bouncing back and forth, it's like, golly, I don't want to do that. So just, shoot me some questions. I don't mess with power adders. I don't do tuning. I don't fabricate. So just keep it, LS basic related. I'll say that. There are some things I can get technical in, but I try not to, because I don't want to confuse you guys too much, because y'all are just getting into this and it's already confusing to begin with if you don't know. So I try to keep it as basic as possible. But appreciate you watching. Hopefully this channel gets up there too, and then I'll have 2 good channels, but we'll just see. So like, subscribe, comment, do the whole thing. I'll put my socials down there and blah, blah, blah. But questions, send me some questions. And in the meantime, just go work on something or send me more questions.